Okay, our current math unit is factors and multiples. We have our whiteboards out. I want you to start by drawing me two sequences. A sequence of numbers that are skip counting by 3 and are multiples of 3. And then a sequence of numbers that are skip counting by 3 but are not multiples of 3. So in both of our sequence of numbers, we are skip counting by 3.
Okay, and the other one? What's the other one?
Skip counting by 3 in both. One is a sequence of numbers that are multiples of 3. One is a sequence of numbers that are not multiples of 3. Does it matter in which order you record your sequence? I like it. Benny has two sequences of numbers on his board in two separate lines, so I can tell that there are two sequences.
Like this?
I see some really good examples, yes. What I like seeing is people who are separating your numbers by commas. If you don't separate your numbers with a comma, it's difficult to tell which numbers are which, if they're all one long number or if they're separate small numbers. Is this a sequence? Would it be a sequence if I just had these two?
No.
No. What does it take to make a sequence? About 3 or more. If you have 3 or more, then you're starting to create a sequence of numbers. Is this sequence of numbers skip counting by 3? Yep. Are they multiples of 3?
No.
They are multiples of 3 because I could back them up and eventually hit 0. The multiples of 3 can be found on a multiplication chart. Those are the multiples of 3. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. They don't have to start at 0. You can start anywhere. I could start at 333 if I wanted to and skip count up from there. What if I had 7, 10, 13? Is this a sequence?
Yes.
Yeah, because I have a couple numbers. I'm starting to form a pattern. A pattern makes a sequence. Am I skip counting by 3?
Mm-hmm.
Are they multiples of 3?
Yes.
No. Skip counting doesn't always mean that it's going to be a multiple. Multiples can be backed up to hit 0. All right, let's do some factors. Can you please draw me a factor rainbow for the number 22? What are my first thing that I always have to put on my factor rainbow?
122.
1 in itself. If this is all I could find, what kind of number would this be? Prime. It would be a prime number. How do I know right away that this is not a prime number?
Because
It's an even number, so it can't be a prime number. I know for sure 2 has to go into this number. How many times does 2 go in?
11.
2 goes in 11 times. Did anybody find any other factors?
No.
Is there another way to find the factors of 22? What's the other way?
tree.
11.
Oh, I could make a factor tree with 22 at the top. And then I could say, okay, well, that's 11 times 2. And 2 is 1 times 2. What's the way we were working on yesterday? With that word that's just an A, it means making a rectangle.
Arrays.
Arrays. You can make arrays. When I'm making arrays, I'm saying I could go 1 by 11. So I can have 1 by 11 if I made my rectangle like this. This is 1 by 11. Do I have to make it a rectangle with squares, or could I make it a rectangle of dots, a rectangle of X's? Doesn't matter how you make it. So long as what you're making is columns and rows, and that they work out to be a rectangle. I couldn't go 1 by 7 and then 2 by 5 and then add them together until I have 22 X's. It has to form a rectangle to be an array. What's the best way to find our factors, though?
Rainbow.
The factored rainbow. The other way is you can easily miss something. And this can tell you all the information you could get from an array. Oftentimes when they have an array, they're asking, like, how many different rectangles can you draw? How many different arrays can you get? What are they asking you when the same thing on a rainbow? They're saying how many? Factor pairs. How many factor pairs? How many bows on a rainbow? So in this sense, I could make 2 rectangles because I have 2 factor pairs. Can you put your hand up on a sign of 1 to 5? 1 is I totally get factors and multiples, what we've covered so far. Or sorry, wrong way, that's 5. 5 is I totally get it, I can do it on my own, I get factors and multiples. 4 is I get it, I need a tiny bit of help or prompting, but for the most part I'm fine. 3 is I don't really get it all. 2 is I need so much help I don't even know where to start. And 1 is I don't know my name.
I don't know what it is.
That's not bad. You guys are right where you should be because we've only done 3 lessons of this. All right, you have until the big hand is on the 10 to work inside your independent workbook. The benchmark is page 3. Finish page 3.
Do you get